Hey, you guys, this is Melissa. If you have seen my video on, I believe it's called The Question That Changed Everything, then you know that I am really big about getting clear on what actually matters in your life so that you can live very purposeful, intentional days and focus on the things that actually matter. Focus on the things that you are here to do and the relationships that are placed around you intentionally, right? So if you haven't seen that video, go back and see that video. I also have a blog post on my website about life priorities, and there's a lot more rolling out when it comes to that. But I want to give you 3 more tips on how to dive deeper once you have your list of life priorities. So once you have your list of like no more than 6 things of what actually matters in your life, here are 3 ways to get even clearer so that it actually incites action in you, right? And it's not just this like list on a piece of paper that doesn't do anything. So number 1 is I want you to take each of those items on your life priorities list and ask the question, what about this thing do I want to be true? What do I want to be true about at the end of my life? So I'll take the example of raising up my daughters. When I ask myself, what do I want to be true about my relationship with my daughters, about how I raise them, I think about, I want them to be confident daughters of God who know the call of God on their life. Like I want to have a personal, like I want to have a friendship with my daughters. I want them to know God and love God. I want them to also just know what it is that they're called to do and encourage them to go and do that. So it helps me kind of hone in on, of course, my daughters are important. Of course, I know I'm called to raise them as their mom. But like, what do I want? And what do I feel that I'm called to when it comes to that thing? So get clear and ask yourself, what do I want to be true about this life priority at the end of my life, right? And it helps give you marching orders for today. And what helps even more is if you take that, you get clear on it, and then you do number 2, which is you get descriptive. I want you to write out that life priority, and we're getting practical here, but I want you to write it out in a way that stirs something up inside of you. Having a list that just says, like for me, God, marriage, daughters, calling, does nothing for me. Like it's just this arbitrary list. And like if productivity tools and planners and tools and resources, like if they don't actually incite action in you, then they're useless, right? So I want to take you past the point of this vague list of things that matter to you and push you into making them marching orders for your everyday life. So for me, for my daughters, we'll keep using that example, is I actually have it written out. I want to raise up my daughters so that they are wildly obedient, God-fearing, spirit-driven women. I want to have a best friends relationship with them when they are grown. And for me, like that stirs something up in me, right? It tells me and it helps me define how I need to parent them as a mother right now when they're 1 and 4, right? Like it gives me vision for what it is that I'm called to do, and it gives purpose in the everyday things. Correcting my 4-year-old right now has purpose, and the words I speak over her and use with her are intentional because I know I want her to be wildly obedient to God, God-fearing and reverent, Holy Spirit driven, and confident, right? And so it helps me like reverse engineer almost the way that I go about my everyday with her today at 4. I hope this is helpful. I hope that helps kind of illustrate. Number 1, get clear. Ask yourself, what do I want to be true about this thing? And then number 2 is get descriptive and actually write it out. Because number 3 is put it in places that matter and that keep it in front of you. And this is super practical. Put it on your phone. Put it on the mirror in your bathroom. Put it on your steering wheel, in your planner, wherever it is, in multiple places, so that it can be in the forefront of your mind. Because you guys, the world is crazy. And there is an enemy who is very real, who is going to try to distract you and confuse you, because his sole purpose is to kill, steal, and destroy the purpose and the call of God on your life, because he hates God. And that's obviously like a whole nother preaching moment, but distraction is going to come. Chaos is going to come. If I didn't have this clear list and I didn't really identify what mattered in my life, when this year of 2020 and everything that's kind of occurred has like unraveled, I don't know how I would be standing right now. And I mean that truthfully. Like, I don't know emotionally and mentally if I would have the clarity that I do. But because I took the time to get clear on what really matters to me, when life starts to get crazy and overwhelming and confusing, I'm able to like hone in and put on blinders and remind myself of why I'm here and what matters to me in my life, right? So I hope that's helpful. I hope it encourages you to just dig deeper into getting clear on those life priorities. So get specific and ask yourself, what do I want to be true about these things when my life is over? Get descriptive and write them in a way that incites action, that stirs something up inside of you, and put it in places where you're going to see it, that help you keep it in the forefront of your mind, because today matters and how you live it out matters. So I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. Let me know if this was helpful. And I can't wait to hear from you and to see you next time. Bye.